I like alcohol because of the way it makes me feel.
You need to stop.
If you're asking me to stop drinking,
I'm not asking you to stop drinking. I'm trying to pick your brain.
you tend to throw it in their face that you're sober.
That I never do.
I think I can stop cold turkey if I want to. I've done it several times over and over again throughout the years. In order for me to successfully help you with this company, I have to go cold turkey. When I'm sober, people don't want to be around
I think it's you that don't want to be around the people.
Well, that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie. Once I get that funky money, I'm gonna take a shot.
There's beer in the fridge. You're drinking a beer. Why do you need the beer? Like, I don't need the beer. I want the beer. You're sitting at a table with millionaires, and you are the only one drinking.
Ying, and everything.
In moments of vulnerability, I lean heavily into my vices. And I know that I need to get to a point where I'm no longer drinking alcohol. That's been a big thing for me ever since I was like 18 years old. And where, yes, I'm able to be successful to a point, I know that other side of success that I've never experienced will come once I decide, or once I make the conscious decision to stop drinking alcohol completely.
What are you waiting for?
Again, I use it as a crutch and a vice. And I've gotten to a point where, like, if I can find an excuse to tag myself to, and I've gotten better. I'm not nearly who I was even 6 months ago, a year ago. But I do know that if I can find the excuse, I'll hold on to it and I'll run with it. And so now that I'm getting older, I have a lot more responsibility, and I want different things for my life. Like, my perspective is not what it was, and my journey is damn sure not what it should be, or what it's going to be, or what it was. There's like a whole bunch of fucking things. Yeah, I mean, I would say that's my biggest crutch, would be the alcohol. And I was talking to my wife about this. I was like, yeah, because she was mad at me. She was like, well, okay, cool. There's beer in the fridge. You're drinking a beer. Why do you need the beer? It's like, I don't need the beer. I want the beer. Oh, okay. And then we got in an argument, and she was like, well, let's see. What example did she use? She was like, well, if we go to a restaurant and it's there, you'll order a beer. I was like, you're absolutely right, I will. It's accessible. It's my vice. It's easy. And it's socially acceptable. So what do? I find all the positives. I know alcohol is terrible for me. I know that it has been the one thing that's held me back majority of my life. There's been a lot of things that I've done some pretty cool things in my life, but I know I only got a certain point because I wouldn't say no to the alcohol, because I wanted the alcohol. I had the craving for the alcohol. Now, I think I can stop cold turkey if I want to. I've done it several times over and over again throughout the years, but for what? Another answer to what it is I was looking for, or something I can attach myself to, which was like boxing or things like that.
But whenever you've given up or whenever you've stopped for whatever,
Why did I go back?
What were the reasons that you stopped? Because that has a lot to do with it too.
Because I have chased the euphoric feeling of being in the ring and punching someone in the face for a long time. There's only 3 things that have ever given me that type of euphoric feeling: alcohol, fighting, and my relationships with my wife. Other than that, no. And what I've noticed throughout the years, and it's neither good, bad, or indifferent, what I've noticed throughout the years is that when I'm sober, people don't want to be around me. I'm antisocial. I don't want to talk to them. I'm sober right now, but I mean, I don't want to, it's hard for me to communicate. And then so what happens?
So I don't think it's the people that don't want to be around you. I think it's you that don't want to be around the people.
Well, that too.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it makes me more socially acceptable. I'll agree to that. But there's even been times where I've been with you, and you're like, hey, what's the strongest beer on the menu, and give it to this guy. And why?
Yeah, because
Well, why?
Because you can't talk about that way.
I'm asking.
Yeah, because
This is a
because
conversation.
you were too quiet. But still.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
But I'll never order you another beer again.
I'm not saying. Listen, this isn't a fault on you. I'm the adult. I make the decision. I chose the vice. All I'm saying is, it's more than you realize it too.
Mm-hmm.
If and the reason why I got to a point where I was even dependent on it like that is because I didn't even want to socially. I'm socially awkward. I'm able to talk to you freely, even with this camera in my fucking face, because I know, like, and trust you. And I trust anyone in this room right now. But you know me, and you know if, like
No, yeah, I know. So now, going back to my question, what type of success do you see yourself reaching?
Like, what do you want? You want to?
No, like for you,
want
like
materialistic.
No,
shit?
like just in general, like what is? I guess that's a good question. What is your definition of like success and like making it? Like, what are you? Because maybe what I want is not the same thing that you want.
You want to know what's going to happen?
What?
So within the next 4 or 5 years, we're going to sell your company. In those next 4 to 5 years, I will be running your company. What's going to happen is you're going to be able to take all those trips you've been working on, everything you've worked for the first 6 years, all that shit's going to come back to you. Because the next few years, I'm going to be playing the role as you, making sure shit is ran the way you want it to, period. Because that's going to reward me in the long run. Then once we sell this bitch, I'm getting into real estate, and then I'm just going to be chilling on a fucking beach.
All right, so now go back. In order to get to that, do you feel like you need to stop certain things sooner than later?
If you're asking me to stop drinking,
I'm not asking you to stop drinking. I'm trying to pick your brain.
Yeah,
right?
and I'm
trying to pick your brain
Yeah.
and seeing like what it is that you think, because we see people out there with money. We see people out there with a lot of money, and they're drinking and they're doing this and they're doing that. But
those are fun, but they're short-lived.
but do they really got money, right?
No.
So
Well,
that's
maybe, but like they don't have the happiness that we think they should have based off the perspective that they're portraying. So everyone, like, all right, so I can't speak for everyone. I can only speak for myself. I like alcohol because of the way it makes me feel, and I know how it makes me express myself. I'm very open. I'm very talkative. I'm everything that people want to be around. I know when I'm sober, I don't want to be around anyone. I'd rather just sit at my fucking desk and just be on my computer.
So, but hold on. But
so
okay.
Well, I'm trying. So when people go out and they're drinking and they're flashing their money and shit like that, I get it. But that's all facade. That's all going to be short-lived. Do I think I can be successful for your company if I continue to drink? No. But I've already told you that. But even in the year and a half that I've been with your company, there's been significant changes in me.
Oh, 100%.
Okay, so but now, am I where I want to be? Fuck no. Will it take me a little while? You're absolutely right. Why? Because I've been so consistent with my vices and my own failures. So I know how to maneuver through them. I know how to handle them, or at least as much as I think I do. So yeah, I'd like to a point, I can fake this shit in front of you and pretend it never happened. But realistically, I know in my heart of hearts, and we've already had this conversation, in order for me to successfully help you with this company, I have to go cold turkey. And so we discussed it. I have a plan for that. And I knew that it wouldn't happen overnight. And I knew if I would have tried to do it overnight, I would have resented you, and this shit would have blew up a long time ago. Now I know, for me, because of who I am working towards that, and I know I'm getting better and better every day. Am I there yet? Nah, but I'm doing the work. Now, if I wasn't doing the work, I'd be wasting my time, and I'm no better than anyone spitting any type of shit on any type of podcast. What's the podcast called?
Ying and everything.
Perfect. But that's realistically speaking. There's a lot of people that depend on us, and I've positioned myself to where a lot of people respect me now. I'm not going to lose that. That took a while. That took a long time for me to get. And now that I have it, I want it. I crave it. I need it. It's like alcohol. And so now that I've started to see the brighter side of that, and I'm starting to step more into that, I have realized in order for me to successfully help you do everything we need to do for this company, I have to make that decision. I know that. But I'm not there yet. And I'm not going to lie to you and tell you I am.
So like the type of success, right? That you see in your head, that I see in my head, could be a little bit different, right? So like I look at the bigger people, like the people that we listen to, like Ed Milet and all them. Like I don't even know if they drink. They probably do drink. Does anybody? Can anybody verify that for me? ChatGPT, maybe. Not Andy Elliott. Well, I know Andy Elliott said that he only drinks on his with his team whenever they hit a certain milestone, right? That he'll drink. I'm talking about Ed Milet. Like all those people, all the bigger people that we listen to, right? Like how often do they drink and do they drink and do they drink to get drunk, or do they drink like or is it to a certain point, right? To where like you're sober, boom, 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 years, you hit that point of success where like you got fuck you money, and then now you can have a drink.
I think everyone's case is a little bit different.
I ain't gonna lie. Once I get that fuck you money, I'm gonna take a shot.
Okay, so then that's what you put in your head, so that's probably what you'll do. I'm saying for me, like, I know this is all a means to an end.
I probably would never take a shot. I'm sorry. I didn't mean
Well,
to say that.
even if you do, like, so your decisions, where they impact me and the company, yes, they're not. They're not going to directly affect how I move or how I do anything. I'm telling you from my perspective, in order for me to help your company, I know I got to stop drinking. It's just facts. And what I've been very conscious of, and it happened whenever we were in North Carolina, is I'm not terrified, but I'm very cautious about getting drunk because of what the conversation I had when I was there. I did not like that conversation because it was only 2 sentences, but the impact that it had on me made me think about it for, well, up until now. And when did we go there? In January? February? Some shit like that? And so I have been actively having that in my back of my head play every day. Every day.
Can you share what that was?
Yeah, so I was sitting at a table with millionaires. I'm talking big money, like stupid fucking money. And it was pissing me off because they were just waving, like they weren't waving their money, but you could feel the energy where they felt like they were just, and knew they were better than everyone, but they all like had the same kind of MO. I think the most humble person just happened to be this fucking asshole, and he's all like flexing the whole time. So I'm just like, oh, okay, this makes sense. And everyone's all drinking their fucking sparkling water, and now I drink sparkling water, which is fucking weird. Anyways, they're all drinking their bubbly, their water and shit.
Pellegrino.
Whatever. And I'm drinking beers, whatever beer they had. I had 2 beers the whole time I was there, and we're playing this game, and I can tell I'm starting to get comfortable because I'm starting to talk. I'm starting to loosen up a little bit. I'm being conversational. It's looking good. And then by the end of it, I wound up winning the whole tournament because I'm a fucking badass. I'm lying. It was my first time playing. I got lucky. But afterwards, I got pulled aside by Eric's old mentor, and he was like, "Chris, I want you to. What did you notice tonight?" I was like, "We played poker. I got to beat everyone." And he was like, "You were the only one drinking. You were sitting at a table with millionaires, and you were the only one drinking." And that's all he said. That's literally all he said. And it didn't piss me off to the point where I was like, why the fuck are you talking to me? It was more like, oh shit, he's right. And in order for me to get used to sitting around these tables, there's certain things that I have to change. And yeah, I mean, that just stuck with me. And I was already doing the work to, again, reel myself off alcohol. Story of my life. But that was like a trigger for me. I did not like the way it sounded. He was calm. He's a real good dude. I can call him today right now if I want to. And I didn't like it because he was absolutely correct. And it wasn't a decision I made for myself. It was an idea that he put in my head. But that doesn't mean he was wrong. That just means that like it wasn't an original thought in my perspective. So that frustrated me. We get back to the hotel, and I'm just thinking about that the whole time. And then we fly home. I mean, shit. It's months. It's months have passed, and I'm still thinking about it to this day. We're talking about it right now.
Ying and everything.
Yin yang and everything.
Yeah, I once asked one of the guys. He no longer works here, but he used to smoke a lot of the green stuff, right? And I asked him once. I'm like, hey, do you feel like you perform good when you're on it, like when you're high? He was like, yeah. And then I was all like, all right, so you feel like you can get shit done, like you feel like you can perform. I'm all like, do you feel like you would be better if you stopped? Like you could be great? And he was like, yeah, but I don't want to stop. And then, but I just think that I don't know where I'm going with this.
Well, what you made a decision to stop. Was
Yeah,
it,
but that was more because of I don't know.
do you feel like with you being sober that when you're around people that aren't, that you tend to throw it in their face that you're sober?
No, that I never do, right? I sit with them. I get my little sparkling water, put my little lime juice, my little tahini in it, make it look like I'm drinking a ranch water when I'm really not. You know what I'm saying? I would drink 10 of them. I go to the restroom like if I'm drinking and everything. I don't ever try to make it seem like I'm better than anybody because I don't drink. But I do know when it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Right? When it's time to go home, especially when people start repeating themselves, they come up to me and they tell me the same story 2 or 3 times. I'm like, all right, it's time to go home. You know, because I don't know.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's a good one. That's a really good one.
And it's honestly it saved me from a lot of issues and drama because once everybody is it's at that point, then that's when things start getting a little out of hand, right? So leaving early has saved me a couple times from getting in the mix of something that really wasn't any of my business or concerns. And if I would have been there, me being the sober one, I probably would have tried to get in and try to stop everything because I'm sober, right? And then I probably would have gone, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's worked out.
There was another thing that Mike told me. He was just talking about overindulging. I think we did. We went to a Q1 event, and that was one of the topics. It was like, all right, well, so like, if you're gonna do it, but like, know when to stop. That was like one of the main things, and that has been my exercise lately, because I know from past experiences, once I get started, man, shit, we're gonna go. It's gonna be a great night. Not really, but in my mind, it would be a great night. And so I've gotten to the point where like I limit myself to 3. And once I hit 3, I'm like, all right, cool, I'm chilling. And so that's where I'm at right now. Now I'm trying to get to where the 3 is 0, but I think 3 from 12 it's a good little jump.
What do you think about in the right here, right? Within the organization, there's people that are really, really good, right? And they've gone
Good at what?
at what they do, at their job, right? But then I feel like they could be great if they were just to stop. You know what I'm saying?
It's not
Drinking.
your decision.
I know it's not my decision. Never mind. You erase that.
No, you need you
So
having a pulse on things isn't a bad thing.
No, you're right. So okay, I guess I'll say it this way. I think we just need more people leading the way, right? So I'm not trying to rush you to do anything you don't want, but whenever you do stop, right? I think we're gonna make an even bigger statement because now it's me, you, Noe,
I know that.
right? And then if we can get some of the other bigger guys, you know what I'm saying? Like Carlos, you don't drink, right?
I mean, every once in a while he'll have nothing crazy. I think I've seen Carlos drink like maybe 2 beers. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So That's yeah, yeah, yeah. Just so what we're that yeah. So that's the thing is that I want people to be like I don't want. How do I say it? I think, like I said earlier, I think that
Say it.
once the top becomes the best version of themselves, it's gonna continue to
That's
trickle
with
down,
anything.
right?
But even you got to understand, even the top gets complacent and starts being very laxed. And so even with that being a thing, because you're not always going to be on, and you are the top of the top, you're not always on. We know that.
Yeah.
It's nothing to even bring up on a podcast, but I'm just saying. Now we have to also identify, like, so, all right, so we know why alcohol is bad. And we know it has an addictive aspect to it. I think we can all agree on that. Yeah?
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yes.
We're all agreeing on that. Now, let's think about a lot of other things. Caffeine is what?
Energy.
No. Addictive. But it's also brushed off because it's a social norm. I'm drinking coffee right now.
But I've never fucked anything up with a cup of coffee.
I don't know. It's not.
I mean, one time I did because I put Crown Royal in coffee,
Listen,
and that
it's
time I
not
did.
necessary.
But without the alcohol, I've never put no on coffee.
All I'm saying is, we all have our vices, whatever they are. We figure out what that looks like to us. We dive into it, and that's our vice. Some people it's caffeine. Some people it's alcohol. Some people it's marijuana. Some people it's Adderall. Some people it's cocaine. Some people it's social media. Some people it's whatever the fuck it is. We all have a vice. I'm not here to judge anyone on any of it. But we're going to acknowledge it as just that, a vice. Do I want everyone to be the best version of themselves? Of course. But I can't expect that from you when I know I'm not showing up myself as the best version of myself. Because then not only do I contradict, like the hypocrisy is like ridiculous. And it just doesn't make sense. And I'm a firm believer if it don't make sense, it's like,
It don't make dollars.
man, let me tell you. Because the podcast is what?
Yin yang and everything.
Everything.